Interesting video. Well, the video wasn't interesting, but it linked to an interesting thing. Save a dog or an immigrant. Study. If the average American's distaste for foreigners weren't documented enough, a recent study from George Regents University found that more people would rather save a random dog from a speeding bus than a foreign tourist. Sangugar and Anna blah 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 break down the surprising results of the study. They're not surprising at all. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I would rather save a dog than a foreigner in the U.S. In fact, I'd rather. Well, I mean, I'm a bit odd. I'd rather save a dog than another random human. But what I want to talk about is this whole immigration debate. You know, when these all these mestizos and Mexican nationals within the borders of the U.S. march and have signs saying, "We're human beings, we're a human, we're humans, blah, 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 we're humans." No one's denying their humanity, right? No one is denying that they are human, okay? So to think that that's going to like score them some points is recognition of their humanity. That's a bit silly. That's a bit silly. It is precisely because of their humanity that they are so much of a problem. If they were, for example, if all these mestizos coming in from Mexico, if they were deer or, you know, owls or chihuahuas or, I mean, maybe if they were locusts, that would be worse. But I mean, if there are some sort of, you know, non-intrusive mammal, nobody would care about this immigration thing. There wouldn't be all the psychodrama. There wouldn't be this push to push them out or keep them out or keep them from coming in or any of that stuff. If they were deer, oh, we like deer, right? Because deer don't have opinions, right? Deer don't demand rights. Deer don't vote. I mean, and you see this in terms of dogs and cats. There's variations on a theme, little e-postcards or comics where they show a cat owner talking to their mom, and their mom's telling them, "Why aren't you married yet? You're 30. You should blah 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 blah." And they talk to their boss, and the boss is giving her the third degree. Talking to a friend's giving her the third degree. Then she comes home to her cat, and the cat just goes meow, right? And that's why she likes the cat. See, and that's kind of the way I am with a lot of people, right? The reality here is that, I mean, and nobody will say this in a public setting, but the reality is most of the people we see, we don't bother talking to, we're not interested in. When we see a random dog on the street, I mean, as long as it's not violent, you know, most humans have a liking to go up and pet it or go touch it, you know, and make funny noises at the dog, and the dog is all dumb and happy and licking and all that stuff, and we like the dog. We like the dog more than the dog's owner most of the time. So this shouldn't be a surprising result. It's not surprising at all to me, and moreover, when I see these Mexicans saying we're human beings, we have human rights or whatever, I find that a bit odd, as if them being a human is a detraction, right? It's because they're human that they're a problem. It's because they're human that we want to keep them out, right? That's the issue. If they weren't human, well, they can come on in. Right? If they were like dogs, being dumb, happy dogs, yeah, we'd love them. There'd be a great outpouring of sympathy for them. More than a general outpouring. I mean, there's some people who do have outpouring of sympathy for immigrant groups, but the outpouring of sympathy would be far greater if they were all dogs and they were making their sad dog faces and sad dog sounds. You know, there would be far more sympathy for them than there are, because people like dogs more than they like people, right? Shocking, I know, but yeah, I think if you know, you can go by what people say. They'll say I like people more than I like dogs, but if you go by their actions, by the way they behave, it appears that most people like dogs in general more than they like people. Now, not that I mean, not that the person that they'll like the most in their life will be a dog. The person that any person likes the most in their life is going to be another human. In fact, it's going to be maybe 6 or 7 humans within their family and friends that they'll like more than dogs. But in general, the typical human is liked less than the typical